Good morning. This is Faith in Our Hometown, brought to you as a community service and sponsored by Mercy Hospital, Joplin. And now, here is your host, Father Jay Friedel.
Well, welcome back for another Sunday morning of Faith in Our Hometown. We're so glad that you joined us this Sunday morning, as I hope you do every Sunday morning, as we talk about things that matter to us as people of the greater Joplin area. This morning we're going to kind of focus a little bit more on Joplin itself because we're fortunate enough to have our new city manager with us. Nick Edwards is going to be talking to us a little bit about some of his, reactions to being in the job for a few months and some of the things he sees for Joplin, and again, how that, kind of bleeds itself out to the larger area, our larger viewing area. So I hope that you'll stay with us, grab that cup of coffee, stretch, do what you need to do, but we're going to be right back after this Mercy Minute to talk a little bit about the future and visioning for the city of Joplin and the surrounding area. So again, we'll be right back after this Mercy Minute.
Cancer is the leading cause of cancer deaths in the U.S., and now we have an effective tool to screen for it. A low-dose CT uses a lower amount of radiation than a standard chest CT.
Breathe in.
Better detailed pictures than a chest x-ray of small abnormal areas of the lung. A person must be between 55 to 77 years old, asymptomatic, which means they don't have any symptoms such as coughing up blood, chronic cough, shortness of breath, unusual weight loss, or any other worrisome symptoms. They must also be a current smoker or have quit within the past 15 years, also must have a 30-pack year history or more, which equates to smoking 1 pack a day for 30 years, or 2 packs a day for 15 years. People generally avoid these scans, possibly due to fear of what could be found. Like many other cancers, if we can detect lung cancer early, it could be very treatable and life-saving.
Well, again, thanks for sticking with us this morning. My guest this morning, Nick Edwards, who is our new city manager. I mean, you've been in the job how many months now?
Oh goodness, lost count. Let's see, started in March, so
okay.
What is that? Almost 7 months?
Yeah. Well, great. Well, it's good to have you with us. Tell everybody who may not know you, may never seen you before. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what brings you, quote, back to Joplin.
Sure. First, let me say thank you for this opportunity to talk about the city of Joplin. I'm excited to serve the public. Joplin's a phenomenal community, and I'm excited to talk about the issues.
Well, I've been here for 15 years now, and almost. I'm in my 15th year, and I just have to say that I really, I came kicking and screaming because I really didn't want to leave where I was, but I found a new home here 15 years ago, and I was in Cape Girardeau prior to that. So I've grown to love Joplin. But you grew up here, right?
Did grow up here. I was born and raised here. I actually patient at Freeman, so that was my first hospital, I guess. But fortunate to grow up here and excited to return home and serve the community. It's a pretty unique circumstance to come back and serve as a city manager for your hometown. That doesn't happen to a lot of folks in the city management.
I mean, do you really know of anybody else who's done it around the country? Because I know you guys all talk to each other.
It happens, but no, I'm part of. I think I'm one of the rare few to get to serve their hometown.
Well, we'll be the judge of how rare you are, I guess. But nonetheless, so you've been back for this amount of time, and that's given you kind of a chance to see some of the things that you love about Joplin. Maybe some challenges as the city manager.
Sure.
Because if you don't see any challenges, then how are you going to help us grow? So why don't you just share some of that? What's your vision at this point in time?
Well, first of all, it's been such a blessing to me to reconnect with a lot of people here that I know and care about and love. And so it's exciting to get to serve those folks each and every day. The community has changed since I've been gone. I've been gone for almost 10 years. So some of the issues that were present 10 years ago from my eyes are still, some of those issues are still here. There are some new challenges as well. But I'm excited to work with our mayor and council. They are a phenomenal group, and I know that they have an interest and passion in improving this community. And speaking with them and getting to know them, getting to know their heart, they have a phenomenal vision. And so that's really exciting for a city manager because I feel like I can help bring their vision to life and help improve the community.
Yeah. So your family, tell us a little bit about your family. I know our viewers kind of like to want to know who they're talking with and who they're dealing with. Who's in charge of who's helping in charge of the city? Let's do that.
I'm not the city manager at home. I'm fortunate to be blessed with my wife, Joplin. We've been married for 2 years. We have a dog who gets treated like a child. He brings a lot of joy. But then I have some, of course, family and friends in the area. So it's
good. So a lot of your family are still here?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
And I'm sure they don't give you any advice as to how to run the city? You don't have to answer that question, but I'm just teasing. So again, you've been here, so you got I wouldn't want to it would have been silly to have you on the first couple weeks you were here and say, well, what do you see? But tell us about some of the things you see in terms of what you see of the where the city's really in a great spot from your own judgment, and then maybe later we'll talk about some of the things where it might be a little bit more where you see some real opportunities for growth.
Sure. Let me start with the exciting stuff. I haven't quite been able to figure out a way to articulate the environment that I think we're in here in Joplin. I am feeling and sensing a time and place where we're going to experience some pretty phenomenal things, and in terms of growth, in terms of quality of life. You can already see glimpses of improvement in the community through the investment that's been made, whether it be with the new dental school or the new medical school. We have a great arts group, a very powerful arts group that will bring some quality of life changes. So there's some really exciting stuff that's occurring here. And I have to thank the folks that have served this community before I arrived. I don't want to take credit for their hard work.
Here's the deal. We all stand on the shoulders of everybody that went before us, I have to laugh because, we were talking about a few weeks ago, there was that spot in the paper, and I just said, hey, one of my predecessors got this right when they invited the Mercies to come to town, and I'm like, woo! Spent 135 years in the schools, 125 years at the hospital. Again, we stand on the shoulders of other people. I can't take credit for that, but I'm really glad it was one of my predecessors who was able to be there and help make that happen. So you just stand on the top of the shoulders of all the other people that have gone before.
Well,
go for it.
I'm thankful for their efforts. I believe the city has done a phenomenal job responding to the tornado and rebuilding the community, and now I feel like as a community, we're in a pivotal point where we now need to start looking forward and addressing the needs that will allow for prosperity into the future. So there are some challenges to address. I've been doing my best to try to learn and listen to folks as I've come back to the community. And so I've been able to pick up on a couple of different issues. First, I think there are largely two groups of folks in the community. Maybe the first group is that group that's been to maybe a nicer city or have seen some really great amenities or parks or some really great retail shopping experiences, and I feel like they want that for Joplin. They want all that nice, neat, fun stuff. And then there's a group that would like for the city to improve its services and take care of the things that are here. They see maybe the code violations, or they see the vacant buildings, or they see the potholes in the streets, and they want the city to improve that. The issue I think that we are experiencing, those groups maybe don't fully understand each other. For the city to attract the nice, to do the nice things, we have to be able to take care of what we have, and to attract new investment, we have to fill the pothole and take care of the needs that we have. But we can't do all that because we also have to provide amenities. So it's a balancing act.
Sure.
But I'm thankful for the support.
Are you? I don't want to put you on the spot, but do you think? As I look at that, as a citizen of, and I'm not a long termer. I'm here 14, plus years, 14 to 15. But I think we do a pretty good job with some of that. Now maybe it's because of where I sit and the people I talk to, but I don't I guess I've not noticed a whole lot of tension between those groups. Do you think that there is some tension between those groups?
Tension or misunderstanding.
Or, yeah, okay.
We need to thrive in both. We need to provide new and more relevant amenities to attract folks.
Yeah.
We also have to take care of the
nuts and bolts. I mean, you know, I always laugh. We have a term for that in the church. It's a Greek term, liturgy. Okay, and so everybody thinks, oh, that means when you go to pray. Well, what's interesting is in our understanding, it was the public works. The liturgia was the public works. So how do you keep the water running? How do you keep the trash gone? How do you keep all those things going that makes it possible for you to make your progress forward? So for us, the thinking is, okay, our work is like our public prayer. You know, our public prayer is our work. We just do it because if we don't do it, things aren't going to work the way they should. Well, it's the same thing in a city. I don't notice a lot of what you guys do for the city until it's suddenly not working.
That's right.
And then all of a sudden I'm going, hey, wait a minute, what's going on over here? And so you guys have to keep your eye on all of that, because if you don't keep your eye on it, I'm going to notice.
Sure.
Now, I may not pay attention to it all the time, but if there is a big pothole out in front of and nobody's addressed it, I'll be calling and saying, what's going on here? Sure. But by the very same token, as much as I don't like it, when we'd lost the key to the inside of the fence, and all of a sudden the code people came by and said, the grass in there needs to be cut. And it was just like, okay, find the bolt cutter. We're going to have to do this. And okay. Sure. And, so it's just like, okay, let's go do it, because that's, again, how we stay good neighbors to each other.
Yeah.
How do we do it? How do we do that stuff? And you guys have to keep your eyes on that. But at the same time, I've loved some of the new improvements I've seen in Joplin. And again, how do you keep those things coming? How do you keep that flow of those new ideas coming in?
Sure.
And that's your job.
Yes. And I'm fortunate to have a lot of help. I'd like to take a minute, if you'd allow, to brag on the team that I have at the City of Joplin, surrounded by some amazing coworkers who have a heart for service, who have a heart for the people in this community, and want to do their best each and every day. That inspires me, and I know that we have a great group that's going to help take the community to help take a step forward.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the exciting part, is seeing some of those things. Real quick, because we got about a minute for our break here. Are there any things like right on the horizon that we should be waiting for or ready to jump on here?
Yes, if I could make a short point, but a very emphasized one with an exclamation point, I would encourage the public to stay tuned to some of the planning processes that we have, whether it be our visioning workshop with the City Council or the various other planning processes that we have for parks, Memorial Hall, you name it. We've got some big plans coming for the future.
Yeah, and you're going to continue to communicate those to the city at large, even if if they want to be involved, do they go to meetings? How do they do all that?
Absolutely. We want to engage with the public. We want the City of Joplin, our goal is to deliver a community that the citizens will enjoy and that will attract investment.
Well, we're talking this morning with Nick Edwards, who's our new city manager, and we're just now on the verge of some of the exciting things. So we're going to talk a little bit more about those things, and again, maybe some of those challenges that face us in the future. But we're going to take a quick break, so don't go away. We're going to be right back.
You're watching Faith in Our Hometown on KSN TV, brought to you as a community service and sponsored by Mercy Hospital, Joplin.
Well, again, thanks for being with us again this morning for Faith in Our Hometown. Our guest, Nick Edwards, who's the new city manager, within the first year, which is good. So we were talking a little bit about, before the break, about making sure that everybody stays tuned and focused, and you wanted to make sure we underline that and, exclamation pointed it and all that other good stuff. But people want to, if they want to, they need to be involved in the process. And certainly to give input, to give feedback. I know that I was interested in knowing how big that margin was. For example, the Memorial Hall project. When that was in the paper the other day, that was such an overwhelming number by so many of the people who had attended some of those brainstorming and planning sessions, which, when you get to numbers like that, where people are just like really behind it and they're just like, okay, we got a direction. We think we know what people are thinking. So now we might be able to make that work and see how we make it happen.
Sure. Yes, appreciate the interest. I want to highlight a couple of planning projects that we have underway. Again, these are, I would say, critically important. This is your local government asking you what you would like the community to be. So this is your opportunity to tell us your feelings. So I'll start with the Memorial Hall study that's currently underway. Have been thankful for a lot of interest in Memorial Hall. There's a lot of emotion tied to that building. It's been a lot of things for a lot of people, and so we want to get it right.
Well, and I want to say, make my neighborhood stronger even. Because I'm right there. I'm a block away. So, I want that neighborhood to stay strong. That's going to help serve my community, my parish community.
Absolutely, and if done correctly, along with the Cornell Arts Complex, it could lead to a new and vibrant downtown.
Oh, I love it.
It could be incredible.
Yeah.
But we want to get it right, so we want to hear from the community as to what they would support for the future of Memorial Hall.
Sure.
Another planning process is getting ready to kick off is our parks master planning.
Cool.
I haven't met anyone that doesn't enjoy parks.
Oh yeah.
And often I find that there's a lot of interest and desire for certain things.
I got to tell you something here. Now it's interesting because I grew up in Florissant, and I think we probably had the strongest parks department in the state of in the Missouri at that point in time when I was growing up. But I'm here to tell you that I love the fact that Joplin has got so many little parks. It's amazing to me. I'm still finding new parks after living here for 14 years, that all of a sudden I'll be driving through somewhere that I maybe have never driven through before, and I find another little park that belongs to the city. It's amazing to me.
Well, parks are such a vital part of a community. It offers a space to come together, enjoy each other. It offers an opportunity to help attract investment. And so we will be asking the public what they would like to see as far as the park system and how we can improve it and how we can strengthen it. That's going to be an important survey for us. So that's going to be out there soon. But the work that I'm excited about it all, but I'm looking.
Everybody's got to have a pet project, so go ahead.
I'm looking forward to the time with our mayor and council in November during a workshop setting where
just around the corner
we can talk about those plans to make the community better. As I've said, I think our group, our elected officials, are visionary. I think they want to take the community forward, and so there are some emerging issues that we'll have to address. And to me, that's what gets me fired up every day, is to help make the community better, and I'm looking forward to hearing their vision.
Yeah, and so this is going to be several months, a year. What do you think it's going to take in terms of that visioning process for the council, the city council?
Sure.
I'm just giving just an idea of what kind of timeline are we looking at?
I would like to roll out a series of action plans based on that. Our elected leaders, based on their vision, I would like to roll out a series of action plans for the community sometime in April.
Wow. Okay.
So
sure.
I'd like to move fast. Don't want to move too fast, but
you got to listen first. But yeah.
Sure.
So and again, our city council people, I'm guessing, have got a process now for listening to their wards and all those things to make sure that they're going to get the input they need in order to come to that table.
If there's, I guess, anything good that's come from 2020, it's definitely been an opportunity to connect with the public. We've gotten to connect with the public about a lot of different things. So we've been able to hear a lot of voices and some of the concerns that are out there, and it's been a good.
I'm going to ask a follow-up question to that, because a lot of people think that everything's shut down and that nobody's communicating and doing all those things. And of course, even in my own life, I find out that people are just like asking me questions. When are we going to do this again? And I'm like, we've been doing that again for the last 6 months. But yet somehow there's some disconnect. So kind of tell everybody what's been going on in terms of that connection and how those connections have been working the last few months.
Well, sure. We've been able to hear from residents about their feelings towards masks or not, but there are issues behind those kinds of statements and those beliefs. that allow us to get to know the community a little bit more. We got to know a little bit more about the community and their feelings through the lockdown process. And I think for me personally, I can't speak for the community, but I appreciate Joplin more and more because I understand during the lockdown wasn't able to enjoy all the great things this community has to offer. And so through that period, I've developed that appreciation for the great people that I get to be around now a little bit more safely, albeit the great quality of life stuff that we have going on here. And so it's really, it's kind of rekindled an appreciation.
Good. Well, and you're back, so you get to appreciate it in some ways as a, as a person who's been somewhere else and seen other ways that the world's operated in other spots. And I do think there's a lot to recommend. A lot of what we do here in Joplin, But again, I agree with you. Safely, I want to continue to make sure that we are doing things the right way and safely enough that we don't have to ever go back to another lockdown.
That's right.
But it's tough. I mean, the schools are doing I think some terrific jobs in terms of trying to meet everybody's needs and keep everybody safe and to do those things. I know in our own Catholic school system, same way. It's like, how do we balance? How do we strike the balance here between the need to be together, which is important, but also the need to make sure that we're not unnecessarily getting anybody sick at the same time. And those are tough conversations to have.
If there's any community that can respond, it's going to be Joplin. Initially, there were some folks that kind of were sad that I had to start in the middle of these conditions, but
gotta start sometime.
What better community to lead the way and show an example than Joplin? And so it's a phenomenal privilege to serve the community.
Yeah. Well, and again, I said this, post-tornado, and I've always said it. It's just, I had a sense that Joplin would come together when it needed to. And of course, in the tornado, they proved that. And I guess in the last few years of doing the TV show, one of the adventures we've had is to say, okay, look at all the people in this community that do care.
Sure.
Look at all the people who do want to make it better. Look at all the people who want to be part of the solution rather than a part of the problem. Because most of the people that I encounter don't just want to, throw the rocks and then walk away, but they want to be like, okay, how do we make this better?
Well, what you said about the solution is really important to me, and I think it's a conversation that we need to have publicly. I feel like for us to take a significant step forward, we need to unite. We need that post-tornado feeling where it didn't matter if you were mask or anti-mask or your view on the elections or what have you. You were there helping your neighbor, you're serving your neighbor, you're taking the trash to the curb, or we were united. We're going to have that kind of environment to tackle some of these tough community issues. And so I think over the next couple months, I'm really hoping that we can find commonality, find things that we agree on, find our passions for Joplin, and move the needle in a significant way. I say this, I try not to be edgy when I say it, and I try not to be disrespectful, but I don't think we need a tornado to improve the community.
I don't think so either.
Right now.
As a matter of fact, we haven't been through one. Everybody always said, what was your best advice about dealing in a tornado zone? And I say, avoid it. Okay? Just avoid it if you can. Yeah. Which again, we have nothing to say about any of it. But I'd like to think that we don't need that kind of a tragedy, to pull us together. Who wants the tragedy? Let's just pull together without the tragedy.
That's exactly.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
And I'm just glad that you're here. I'm glad you're positive. I'm glad to do those things because I really do think that. The world has had a tendency during this time to want to split us apart into these little pockets, into these other ways that we disagree. And I don't care. We can disagree with each other politically. We can disagree with each other over creed. And obviously we do. We all think we're doing the right thing because otherwise, we'd be doing it differently now, wouldn't we? Okay? I mean, if I didn't think this was the way that I'm supposed to do this, I'd be doing it in a different way and in a different place. So I have to respect that everybody else is going to see some of the things differently than I do. but there's still something that brings us together in terms of community. And that is, I should be able to draw together with people of different races, different creeds, different colors, different everythings, different political persuasions, to transcend some of that and say, okay, despite all that, despite the fact that we disagree on some of these things, what can we agree on and how can we work together to make this community more the community that it can be? And again, you're in that position to help us. We still got to have that conversation around you. I mean, like much the same way you don't work in a vacuum, but we've got to support you and all the people who work for the city and our city council and all those things to make sure that you guys know what we're thinking and what we want to support and what excites us, what can we get behind. And that's just really pretty vital, in terms of how we're going. So my guest this morning, Nick Edwards, City Council. We're going to be right back after this Mercy Minute.
The whole purpose of screening is to catch people who have a significant smoking history early enough where we can do something about it and potentially improve the duration of life. The minimum recommendation for screening is 30-pack years. So usually people who've smoked more than 30-pack years are the ones that we're screening. If we start screening yearly with low-dose CT scans, we can reduce the risk of death from lung cancer by 20 to 25%. Stage 1, 2, and 3 cancers potentially can be cured. When it becomes stage 4, the possibility of cure falls significantly.
Well, again, thanks everybody for joining us for another Sunday morning of Faith in Our Hometown. I just apologized to Nick during the break because I said, I'm really sorry. I just gave my ending right, and I should have let you talk one more time. But when I get passionate about that. That's the reason why we started this show. That's the reason why we do it, is we've got to learn how to get past ourselves and our different ideas, and we got to not give up on them because we believe in them. But what we got to learn how to do is we got to learn how to transcend ourselves enough to be able to say, how can I cooperate on this? Even if we have different creeds, even if we worship in different churches, even if we come from different backgrounds, how do we do that enough to be able to draw together? And we need to support our city management. We need to support our city council. We got to vote for them first, and then we got to support them once we vote for them and once they're elected. And even if they're not the guy I voted for, how are we going to pull together to make this community more what it should be? I know this about Joplin. It's scrappy, and I love that about it. So what we have to learn how to do is to scrap to fight for the common good among all of us. I hope you have a phenomenal Sunday. Blessings on all the folks who work for the city. Come back and join us next week for another great Sunday on Faith in Our Hometown.
Thanks for watching. Faith in Our Hometown can be seen Sunday mornings at 6:30 and 9 a.m. on KSN. Brought to you as a community service and sponsored by Mercy Hospital, Joplin.